ride, which is something way more natural to me right now because I've been doing it for, I don't know, I made about 30 videos of motovlogging, which is way, I wouldn't say easier, just more comfortable. So excuse me if I'm awkward and I have to look at the camera because I'm not used to that. Usually I just film, you know, the ride. What am I driving? I mean, obviously you guys saw the thumbnail and title, and it's a Hellcat. And brings me to the topic of the video, why I decided to buy a Hellcat. Hold on, just let me give you an example. Speed limit, I promise. Okay, but no, seriously. Why did I get the Dodge Challenger Hellcat? Oh yeah, I did get the Challenger, not the Charger. I like the kind of like old school look of the Challengers. You know, they kind of look like the real muscle cars back then. And I've always been into them. When I was a kid, my first dream car was the SRT8, which is kind of equivalent to what a Hellcat is right now. And yeah, that was like way back in high school, and I really wanted that car. And then I started liking Camaros. I never liked Mustangs, honestly. I respect Shelbys, but I was never a fan of Mustangs. And then I like Camaros, but and then, you know, the car world just sucks you in, and there's too many nice cars these days. But after all that, I got into bikes, which, I mean, you guys know, if you're not new to the channel, if you are new to the channel, then you probably don't know that I actually ride motorcycles. And that's why I'm making this video of pretty much why I got this car. And honestly, the answer is pretty simple. I needed a daily that wouldn't make me feel like I'm going 0 miles an hour, because, you know, I have pretty much race bikes. I have a Ninja H2 and a Yamaha R1M, and those are extremely fast bikes, modified of course. And I just didn't want to get like a car that was like, you know, didn't have a little fun to it. And no, like, there's no rush that's gonna be a motorcycle rush, let's be honest. But about that, you still got some respect, and you'll still have a lot of fun with a Hellcat, you know what I mean? Whoa, sorry. You see, I'm not used to this, like changing angles and all that. I'm used to just putting on my helmet with my setup already there and just click the button and record. It's very different, car vlogging versus motorcycle vlogging. Whoa, C8. That's dope. Ooh, back to the G63. Yeah, look at those halos. That reflection, I don't know if you guys can even see that, but it looks really cool from here. I don't want to get too close. Burnout, but it happens with a Hellcat, you know what I mean? So yeah, again, I'm sorry this is a little more awkward. Usually with motorcycles, I just have a topic and I can just talk for days because it's just way more natural. But talking about this car, I mean, as you guys saw, like, I barely stepped on the gas a little bit. And yes, it is in sport mode. I usually ride it, or drive it, ride it. I don't know, it's confusing when you ride bikes and drive cars. In Eco, which is pretty nice, honestly. You put on Eco and it cuts the power to 500, transmission is in Eco, and the paddle shifters are off. And I honestly found it very beneficial, and you also, 500 horsepower is enough for the street. So you don't need more than that, unless, you know, you want to drive cars have always had a special place in my heart, if you know what I mean. But in the meantime, bikes just made more sense to me, and I never planned to become a bike guy. I just wanted to get a motorcycle because I've always liked motorcycles, and also it's just, you know, it's fun. Come on, like, who doesn't think riding a motorcycle is badass? Let me show you this pretty view. Oh, there's an R8 behind me. It's coming right next to me. Honestly, I really like that blue. I want that alright. But yeah, so I get so distracted. It's horrible. Even when riding bikes, I can never stay on one topic. I just talk about whatever. Like, I see a cool car, I'm like, ooh, look at that. But yeah, we were talking about bike, car, why I got this car, and again, 3 main reasons why I got this car, to kind of make it easier for you guys to know, I guess. And the first one, as I said, I wanted something that I can kind of like daily, and I know a Hellcat isn't like the best daily, but in comparison to bikes, it makes sense, you know, because I dailied bikes for about 3 years, and yeah, I went to school with them, did pretty much go out with them, everything. And let me tell you, in winter it sucks. And I'm gonna make a video actually about bikes, some perks and features that you should look into for winter riding. But I know it's California, it doesn't get that cold, but trust me, when it's like under 55, I would say even under 60 degrees at night with no sun, and you're riding and you get hit by that wind, oof, it's not pleasant at all. And you know, it's been getting really cold recently. It's been like, I'm pretty sure it went down to like 35, which is insane for California. Kind of got over like the fact that if I would go out with my friends, if I would go to a car meet, whatever it is, I'm just like freezing my ass on the way there and on the way back. Now keep in mind, if you're riding with a group and you guys, you know, have some fun on the way, adrenaline kicks in, and being cold isn't as much of an issue anymore. I don't have people with me, but my bikes don't have passenger seats because, again, they're like pretty much like race bikes. Ooh, tunnel, hold on. That's always fun. I got a Hellcat because, come on, like, it's such a badass car, and you can't, again, another me being distracted. I almost got a Stingray actually, because I like the way Corvettes look, and I cannot afford a C8, even though that would have been nice. They're marked up like crazy. But yeah, I got a Hellcat because it's just badass. Like, I don't know how else can I say this. It's a badass car, and I can bet you that nobody can deny that. Like, it's as simple as that. It's a badass car. It's fun. You get to go fast. You get to okay, go fast in a straight line. I don't want anybody roasting me. I'm not really concerned much about taking this car to the track. That's not why I got it. I got it as a daily, and it's a fast car, you know. That's a lot of fun. Yes, do I have plans for the future about building it? Definitely, I want to say. Not 100% sure when, but my goal for this car is 1,000 horsepower, obviously. You know, because who doesn't want 1,000 horsepower Hellcat? Come on. But yeah, this is mainly why I got a Hellcat. Just, I've always liked them. I wanted like a daily that's not gonna bore me to death, because I'm so used to dailying bikes, like race sport bikes, that I just didn't want to hate driving. Because like sometimes I would drive my girlfriend's car, and it's just miserable, you know. It's just like slow and all that, and whenever I I go to meets and it's a car meet, or I go with my friends, or you know, any of that stuff, it's just not the most fun, let's say. One last time. See, this is what I'm trying to say. This car is a lot of fun, and you just cannot deny that. And that's one of the main reasons I went with it. I wanted a fun car, a fun daily, let's put it that way. I don't know, it's almost just like it was meant to be. I looked at GTRs, which, by the way, that's my dream car. And as a GTR guy, all-wheel drive, you know, Japanese, this is like American muscle car. It's very, very opposite of my dream car. But again, this was my first dream car, and I've always thought they were amazing. Like every time I see a Hellcat on the street, you're like, whoa, you know. I didn't show you guys one of the best features. You might have heard it a little bit here and there, but supercharger whine. Come on, that's gotta be one of the reasons. Can't get over it. I won't get over it. And also later on, obviously when I build the car a little bit more, it's gonna whine way louder, which is definitely the goal as soon as possible. But that's pretty much it for this video, honestly. This video is just me talking about my experience with, like, kind of the reasons why I got this car. And I know I mentioned a lot of stuff all over the place, but you kind of get the point, you know. Wanted to get into the car world, a fun car, and this just was like the perfect choice, and it kind of just worked out for me. That I tried to get a lot of cars and none of them gave me that kind of like feel and rush when I test drove them. And then when I test drove this car, I definitely got a rush, and I was like, you know, when you're smiling test driving it, that's what I felt. I didn't get that feeling with the Corvette. I definitely got that with the GTR, but GTR just didn't want to work out. I almost got 2 GTRs, but just the deals didn't work out, and it almost wasn't meant to be. So this one just worked out. I wasn't even planning on buying it. I went to the dealership, checked it out, test drove it, and it just happened, which is insane. Like when I drove this car away from the dealership, I almost felt like I was still doing a test drive, but I was like, shit, I got this car. So, you know, sometimes if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, and it just happens. So I'm definitely a believer in that, and like not trying too hard, if you know what I mean. If something is meant for you, it will find its way, in a sense. And yeah, I ended up with this car, and I'm honestly very happy with it. So this is a long video. I'm gonna cut a lot of it out, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, for my subscribers, I hope you guys like car content. I will still be making bike content, so don't worry about that, but definitely more content coming soon. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Hopefully I'm less awkward next time too. Bye. I'm back. Before I leave, I forgot to mention one major point why I got this car. And a GTR, to build it to 1,000 horsepower, costs way more money than it is to build a Hellcat. Makes more sense because stock it's 707 horsepower, and this one has an air intake, which bumps it up to about what, like 720, 725 horsepower. But yeah, I forgot to mention that point, so here you guys go. That's another one of the kind of like key points why I went with a Hellcat, because it's just easy to modify, as a lot of people that own them and want to own them should know. Peace out, guys.